Hello, everybody. I'm Matt.
And I'm Maggie.
And we are
Hopefully Awesome.
That's right, a positive place on the internet where we nerd out about all the geeky things we love. And of course, today's geeky thing is Smallville. Let your old hands rain down on me. That's right, everybody. This is going back to Smallville. Stop touching Clark. Stop it. Stop. Listen, I get it. It's Tom Welling. Don't pick his nose. My God. Yeah, this is going back to Smallville, our weekly rewatch podcast where we rewatch every episode of Smallville and recap it every week by week, episode by episode. And we're in season 2, and it's been pretty good so far. If this is your first time checking us out, thanks for stopping by. We hope you enjoy this. Be sure and hit that like, subscribe, and all that bunch of stuff if you do enjoy this. But you don't have to do it right now. Let us earn that subscribe push, okay? Let's earn it first. So, Maggie, how you doing?
Okay.
There's not enough time to talk about that, Maggie, because we're going back to Smallville. That's right. Sometimes you have to artificially create a segue there.
Wow.
Are you turning me down? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think my ears are just a tad sensitive where I've been grinding on my jaw.
Are you sure I'm not just a little too loud?
No, I don't.
This is Sheriff Ethan here. Sheriff Ethan.
Sheriff Ethan. Okay, I can't do you today, man.
I love that we have finally learned Sheriff Ethan's name. Like, he's been on the show since, episode 1. I'm glad that we finally are like, oh, yeah, Ethan. So, welcome. This is Smallville, Season 2, Episode 8, titled Ryan. That's right, everybody. Everybody's just, the good mood just plummeted. Just then we're all just sad right now thinking about the name Ryan. Like, oh man, this episode. Like, I know we usually talk about the end of it, but oh my God, this is I feel like this is one of the first episodes of Smallville where they just rip your fucking heart out, and then they show it to you. And then they just rip it in half, Yeah. And they're like, oh, you like this?
Too bad. King Kong?
Yeah, it's King Kong.
King Kong's ripping. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so this is a great episode. I really hate that we're probably going to be really stupid in it. Actually, I don't know if we can. There's not a lot of places to get stupid in those. Because it's just sad. It's just so sad. Yeah. God. And not even in a Byron sad where it's not actually sad. It's stupid, This is just legit sad. Because Ryan is freaking phenomenal.
Yes.
Anyway.
Let's get on
This is Season 2, Episode 8. Episode 29 overall. That's right. We are almost at Episode 30 of Smallville. How crazy is that? Original air date was November 12th, 2002. The second episode in the November sweeps. So you can tell, this, again, ramping it up. They're starting to include some new plot lines about some characters. Maybe, are they going to leave? Or are they not going to leave? Written by Philip Levins, not to be confused with Jan Levinson Gould. Directed by Terrence O'Hara. What?
Wow. What a time there, man.
I want to say... The last episode that Philip Levins wrote, I'm pretty sure I made the exact same joke. And I'm not sure what episode that was because my memory is not that great. That's why I have to write down an entire episode's plot in the iPad. So, Maggie, I want you to strap in because we're going to go on a little bit of a road trip. Okay. We're going to start this episode in Metropolis, Illinois. Okay. I don't think it's Illinois. I think it's Kansas.
It's Kansas.
Yeah. Isn't there... No, wait. Isn't Metropolis, Illinois a real place? Isn't that where the Superman festival is at? Isn't that where I went? I went to... sorry, everybody. I went to a Superman festival in... I'm pretty sure it's Metropolis, Illinois. I'm pretty sure.
I'm looking it up. And that's going to drive me insane.
Just look at Superman Celebration.
Superman.
I know it's in Metropolis. I know that's for sure. I just can't remember the state it was in. And they have
it's Metropolis, Illinois.
They have a giant statue of Superman. Mm-hmm. And the day we went, there was a panel And John Glover was there.
Yeah.
Lionel.
Yeah.
And there was also somebody else there, but that would be a spoiler. So.
Oh, man.
What's up?
We missed out on some good stuff this
Was Tom
past
Welling
summer.
there?
Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum
God
was there.
damn it!
George Newbern.
Who the fuck is George Newbern?
I don't know.
Hey, don't look at it. Spoilers. There might be spoilers. Don't look at
Oh,
it.
they did scenes from Smallville.
Was it like a pilot for Talkville?
No.
Sons of bitches. Now, here's the thing, Maggie. You can't go to anything like that. There'd be spoilers. And you haven't seen all of Smallville. You don't want to be spoiled on everything, do you?
I was spoiled on Gilmore Girls.
Big loss there. Let me tell you. God. Oh, you mean you were spoiled that Rory sucks?
I kind of figured that out.
Can we listen? Leave a comment, okay? Wherever you are, does Rory suck on Gilmore Girls, or is it just us? Okay, because I really feel like, honestly, the older I get, the more
probably why.
The more I like the grandmother. I'm like, you know what? She doesn't put up with shit, and I kind of like that.
I like the granddad because he reminds me of my papa.
Yeah. I mean, he's just fun.
Yeah.
But like, I like Lorelai. She has to deal with too much stuff.
Yeah.
But the grandmother's just like, whatever. I don't give a fuck.
I'm set for life. I'm going to do whatever I want
She
to.
probably has the healthiest outlook on life. You know? She doesn't let people fuck with her.
I don't know. She kind of just does what she wants to and does not ask Lorelai about anything.
Do you think the grandmother would have been there on January 6th?
Oh, my God. All right. Going back to Smallville. We're in Metropolis.
We're at the
Summer Holt Institute. I'm taking the lead on this ship, guys.
That was the last thing I was going to say. That was because I had to find something to ditch out of it. Right. So moving on. We are at the Summer Holt Institute in Metropolis.
Wow.
Sorry. Ryan is attached to a lot of wires and strapped to a table and is having his telepathy powers tested by Dr. Lawrence Garner. Gerald Garner. 248 pounds. Heavyweights.
Oh.
The only way this episode is going to be...
Matt.
Listen, this episode of this podcast,
yes.
The only way it's going to be funny is if we talk about other things besides this episode, okay?
We're purposely... Our daughter is trying to go to take a nap, and she's wilding out in her bed.
You would think Nick Cannon was in the room because she's wilding out.
Oh, my God. No, we don't want Nick Cannon anywhere near us.
Don't let those baby powers rub off on us. All right. Ryan complains of a headache. But the doc is like, listen, Ryan, why don't you just push a little bit further, you little fuck? And Ryan's like, Jesus, dude, like, my nose is bleeding and my head's hurting. He's like, is it a star or a square? And Ryan's like, it's a star. It's a coconut. It's a monkey holding a coconut, trying to decide which son to give the coconut to. And he's contemplating on splitting the coconut in half, but he knows that half a coconut wouldn't be enough for either monkey. So he knows that they both need a whole coconut, but there's not enough of him to give that. Eric Matthews, Boy Meets World. Corey jumped out of an airplane in that episode.
Wow.
Listen, I'm going to get 2 lines in, and I have to talk about something else because it's just sad, okay?
This is going to drag on forever, everybody.
Listen, Ryan's nose begins bleeding, and the doctor's like, hey, oh, fuck, your nose is bleeding, Ryan. He's like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. I told you, the goddamn headaches. And he's like, you, nurse man, go get us some coagulant. And so he's like, you're right ahead, boss. It's what's his name? God damn it, Otis. It's Otis from Superman the movie.
Oh, God. And so Ron says, what's Oxycontin?
Can we turn that into a PSA? Like an anti-drug PSA?
Yes.
We're just trying to say, what's Oxycontin?
What's Oxycontin?
If we ever have a need for an intro for drug use on Smallville, that should be the intro. It's like, all right, let's talk about kryptonite as drugs. And then it just cuts to Ryan. What's Oxycontin?
I knew it. He was taking it.
Like it's like puberty, but with superpowers. This is drugs, but with kryptonite. That actually, I think there's enough episodes that we could make that. Drugs with kryptonite. Boom. Y'all just saw that happen in real time. All right, I'm rushing through this. The doctor runs off to catch him. He's like, fucking, I knew that bitch was stealing. And then Ryan's like, fuck this shit. And he rips off the stuff and he climbs into an air vent. Yeah. And the doctor comes up there and he's like, hey, fucker, what you got there? And he's like, coagulant. He's like, God damn it, Ryan! I should have known.
Just like Alvin. It's Ryan!
I was thinking more like Mr. Wilberg. Is that his name? Mr. Wilson. Wilberg. Mr. Wilson. Anyway.
Mr. Wilson.
Because Ryan is Dennis the Menace.
Yeah.
Ryan finds a phone and he's like, beep, boop, 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 beep, boop, 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 beep, boop, 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 boop.
Damn. Hey, Clark, can you get the phone? God, Clark, could you move any slower? You're moving as slow as you did at the beginning of the other episode. I got it, Mom. Hello?
Clark, help! You gotta save me, Clark!
Ryan?
So somebody save me! Clark, save me!
Where are you?
Let me see.
What?
I think I'm in a lab, Clark. This fucking doctor's shoving coagulants in me.
What?
Oh no! He's back! Oh no! I'm gonna get you, you little shit!
It was Ryan.
And then the doctor is like, I'll show you drugs, but with kryptonite. And then what happens? Clark is just freaking out. Somebody save me! So now we're at the Counts, and Jonathan and Martha have checked on Ryan and his aunt in Edge City. Edge City. We've already talked about Edge City. But they are no longer there. And Jonathan's like, you know what, Clark? I'm going to file a fucking missing persons report. All right. And Clark's like, man, I got to tell you, Ma, Pa, I've been getting these emails from Ryan. Everything seemed fine. I miss them? I blame myself. They're like, oh, yeah, we know, Clark. You always blame yourself. It's just fucking, it's always Clark's fault. Nobody else is ever at fault about anything, Clark. It's always you.
It's your fault that the meteors came and killed Lana's parents.
You know what? It might have been. Stick around. We'll find out. So then we go to the torch.
Oh.
And Clark blames himself for not knowing. And Chloe's like, yeah, no, I get it, Clark. I get it. Hey, my guy down at the phone place.
Yeah.
And
is that your side piece?
No. This Pete tells us, oh, you're talking about that nerdy Australian with the scooter? She's like, it's a classic Vespa, but yeah. Bum. Nailed it. And she's like, yeah, he was able to use her contact at the phone company to trace the call, and it was coming from inside the house. And the house, I mean, the Summerholt Institute in Metropolis. And Clark's like, in Metropolis? That must be why we couldn't find them in Edge City. So now we go over to Lex's.
I don't know the sound for Lex's.
You should say, Dad, you have no idea what I'm capable of.
Dad, you have no idea what I'm capable of.
Who said that?
Lex.
Is that from Superman? No, Smallville. That should be an intro to something. Let me write that down. All right, so Lex is meeting with the Smallville mayor. His name is Mayor Tate. First name Mayor, last name Tate. Wants to talk about giving him a good date. Oh.
Mayor Tate also potates.
Shut up, Maggie.
Taters. Potate.
Oh, my God. Just when I thought
taters,
I couldn't love you anymore. you do that.
I rhymed.
And you totally make me love you more. Just kidding. Oh, fuck.
Pinched his
my fucking nipple.
chest.
All right, so Lex is meeting with the Smallville Mayor Tate. And Lex is like, hey, Mayor Tate, you know, we're trying to stretch out the factory here.
Make more jobs.
I got rezoning fucking shit holding up. Like, what the fuck's going on, Mayor Tate? And,
Lex, if you need to know that certain things here at Smallville need, let's say, a little push.
A little grease.
Yeah, a little green.
You gotta grease the wheels if you want to get moving.
Okay,
Mayor. Like, I'm not blowing you.
No.
The mayor's like, nah.
Are you asking for a bribe?
Listen, all I'm saying is your dad never had any zoning issues.
I'm not my dad.
Yeah, well, your dad knew how to get fucking shit done.
You don't know what I'm capable of.
I got a big election coming up. No, I just called you. I got a big election coming up, and, you know, I could use a little bit of funds. Would go a long way. And Lex is like, fuck you, I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing it.
And then the mayor's like, all right, peace out, fucker.
You're never going to get your zoning.
He's like, you know what? Sure be really expensive if your whole thing was to shut down, you know? And Lex is like, you cock. And he goes, yeah, you got cheesy blasters.
Hey, that's Pete's.
It's the town's. The town has taken. Pete started something that he can't so easily stop.
Listen.
Everyone's taking it.
No, too many people have taken too many things from Pete's family.
Wow. The cream corn factory.
Yes.
Fucking Lionel. I don't think Lionel's in this.
No,
episode.
He's not.
Yeah. So now we go to the horse field. Question mark. I'm not really sure. Maybe it's a stable.
It's a stable. Well, no,
I mean,
she's in her own field. She's in the field. Yeah. Horse pasture.
Yeah. Lana's own horse pasture. Pastor horse. Turn to Acts 2:20. In the beginning. Get it? It's a horse pasture. In the first book of Ed, Mr. Ed. All right, so Lana's just on her horse, and Nell's there, and she's like, "Hey, Lana,
hold on,
get your ass over here. Get over."
Okay, God.
And Nell's like, "Hey, Lana, you remember how much you loved riding your horse in Metropolis?
Yeah.
You remember that? Well, what if I told you could ride there every day after school?"
Well, that'd be a lot of driving.
Yeah, well, actually, it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Because Dean has asked me to marry him.
Wait, we already knew that, didn't we?
Yeah, well, and now he's asked me to move to Metropolis. He wants us to move to Metropolis with
what?
him.
Wait,
so that we can be a family.
So
he wants us to be a family.
Okay, I understand.
Don't ruin this for me.
No, listen to me. How long do I have?
Tomorrow. We'll say tomorrow. I don't fucking know.
It was soon.
Yeah, it was like Saturday.
Yeah. And now, no. What about school and my friends?
You'll
and
find new friends,
talent?
Lana. You'll find a new coffee shop to run. It'll be fine, Lana. Listen, I've given you 16 years of my life, Lana. Can't you just give me this moment of true happiness?
Pure torture ever since my parents died, and you had to put that necklace around my neck every night.
You remember what I told you about that necklace? That it was made from the rock that killed your parents.
Yeah.
And if you didn't fucking straighten up, that it'd kill you too. You remember that, Lana? That's still in play, bitch.
That's a
threat.
You better
not ruin
That's
this
a
with
threat.
Dean.
I'm calling Sheriff Ethan.
You better not ruin
I'm calling Sheriff Ethan.
Fuck you, Lana. I'm out.
Screw
you got
you.
cheesy blaster.
Screw you, Nell.
Nell 360 spins and gets in her car, peels out of there. She's in her like little red Corvette, and she starts bumping some fucking... I don't know. I was gonna say some Prince, but she's not cool enough for Prince.
No, she's
probably
not.
some fucking stupid ass
Garth Brooks.
Yeah, that's what I was
Brooks
saying.
and Dunn. No, Brooks and Dunn.
Yeah, God. And then Lana's like, "Fuck, I hate her. God, I wish I could just live on my own." Can we take a second here?
Yeah.
Nell sucks.
Yeah,
right?
she does.
Right? Nell is the worst.
She is not a good guardian. she just wants what she wants, and she doesn't take in consideration of how Lana feels about it. Yeah. Like the whole Dean situation, that was like sprung up out of nowhere.
It really was.
Yeah. And I thought this was pretty dirty of her.
Yeah, I mean, come on, like, look.
I was like, and look how long, like, Lana, was like in charge of the cheerleaders, and like everybody knows her. Yeah. And she now runs a coffee shop in the community.
An owner.
She's an
owner. She owns it,
And you're going to just take her away from all of that?
Because she wants to ride on Dean's pogo stick,
I guess so. God, it must be made of gold.
Yeah, or kryptonite. Drugs, but with kryptonite. Maggie's gonna spit her drink out. Hang on. Just breathe. Breathe. Just breathe.
Oh, okay. God.
I love it. The day I finally get Maggie to just spit her Coke everywhere.
I don't want to because it'll go all over this stuff.
All right, here, let's make a deal. If you ever have to spit it out, I give you full not responsibility. I give you full freedom to aim it at me. Okay? That way it doesn't get... I can take a shower. All right, we can't give the iPad a shower.
No,
we can't give the Zoom microphone a shower.
No.
Or the Chromebook.
Or the TV.
Or the TV. So you just, just right in my face.
It's just like a fountain.
No, it'd be a spit take. No, boo! Boo! Get the fuck out of here. That's disgusting.
Bye, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Maggie, Brian.
Peace out, love.
God, we're three paragraphs into this. So now we're back at the Kents, and Jonathan and Martha inform Clark that the Institute has said that they've never heard of Ryan. And they're like, we've been trying all day, Clark. We've been trying. They said they never even heard of Ryan. And Clark says, well, that's a lie. That's a lie, I tell you. And then Jonathan and Martha go running up and down the aisles, and they start singing, how I cheated Parson Brown out of watching half the crowd, telling everyone around how he kissed Miss Molly. And Clark says, it sure was a swell Christmas thing. I'm telling you, there is nothing funny about this episode. I'm diving deep into my memories here. And so Clark wants to go to the Institute and not Debra, to the to the real Institute.
Oh my God.
And but his parents tell him he can't go and take him. Clark, you got a lot of powers, but you gotta do this the right way, son. All right, you can't just be going
and kidnapping,
running into places and stealing things. And he's like, but Pa, I had to do that last week with Pete. Remember, he had to jizz in a cup for me. And John's like, wait, no. I told you to spit in a tube. And he's like, whatever, DNA's DNA, And John is like, fuck, Clark, I don't even want to know the logistics of that. He's like, Dad, you don't want to know, okay? You don't want to know. All right, let's just say you don't want to know what happens. All right, what happens in the DNA factory stays in the DNA factory. And John's like, okay, fuck, do whatever, Clark. I don't fucking care anymore. And so now we arrive in Metropolis at the Summerholt Institute. And Clark walks in, just completely not listening to his parents at all. Right? He walks in and he's like, hey, baby receptionist, why don't you tell me where those kids are at?
We do not have any patients.
What about Ryan?
There's no patients.
Ryan?
No patients here with that name, sir.
And then Dr. Lawrence Garner comes in, Gerald Garner.
Hey, what's the problem here?
And he's like, hey, listen, Clark, your mom and dad's been calling all day, okay? And I can reassure you, I've never even fucking heard of this kid called Ryan. Is it Brian? Was that his name? Listen, you need to just get the hell out of here, you dumb fucking hick, okay? And Clark's like, fair enough. That's a good point, And he turns around. He's going to start leaving. But then he's like, you know what? Maybe I should use my x-ray vision before I go. And so he uses his x-rays, sees a file, and is able to look through part of the paper, but not the second part of the paper, so that he can read off of the second page and see that that's where Ryan is. And I just want to ask, like, I don't think that's how x-rays work.
No, it's not.
But whatever.
It's not how it works.
Hey, you know, who can say? And so, you know, Clark is like, oh, fuck, I knew it. And he super speeds to a door and he rips the fucking door off of its hinges. And like, it wasn't locked or anything. He literally could have just like opened it. But he's like, no, fuck. Ah. And then Ryan's there's like, Clark. And Clark's like, God damn it. They got you tied up in all these fucking wires and shit. Don't you worry, Ryan. I'm getting you the fucking hell out of here. And he picks him up and then slowly strolls out of the building. Like, he does it super speed. He's just like, nah, you know, I've done enough. I think we're good to just walk out of this.
Oh, Lord.
So now we go to Lex's.
Dad, you don't know what I'm capable of.
You have no idea what I'm capable of.
Oh, you have no idea.
Maggie. Ow. And so Clark and Ryan are there. Clark and Ryan are...
Beep, bop, boop, boop, beep.
They're there with... God damn it. They're there with Lex.
Yeah.
And Ryan explains... he's like, Ryan, how did you even end up there? What's happening? What's going on, Ryan? Ryan, what's the deal? What is the deal? Deal or no deal? Can we make a deal? What is the dealio? And Ryan's like... That's a lot, Clark. But listen, here's what happened. Okay. I started getting these weird headaches and nosebleeds. And my aunt, she tried to take me to doctors, but it was getting really fucking expensive.
And she also found out about my powers.
She knew about my telepathy. And, you know, some people just can't handle that shit. But then this Dr. Gerald Gardner, came over and he was like, I'll take the boy. I will raise him as one of my own. And
wow.
So, I don't know. I don't even know what that's a reference to. Like, I know I'm quoting something.
Yeah.
Maybe Obi-Wan? I don't know. Oh, wait, no, wasn't it a lion? I think I'm thinking of the South Park episode where, like, a lion said that he would take in Token. I think, I don't know. Anyway, I could be way off. They were like, no, you can't take the boy. I forget. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And he's like, yeah, it was expensive. And so he was like, you know, I can take in Ryan and I'll be able to cover all of his medical expenses. Just sign over his guardianship to me. And his aunt was like, sure. Bada bing, bada boom.
And I'm moving to Arizona.
Yeah. Fucking God. What is it? Like, okay, did Algo and Miles Miller have like a bad experience with ants?
Probably.
Aunts.
It's up to you. It's,
you know,
whatever your preference is.
Like, because I mean, in this episode, the only one through line is that every ant sucks. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah,
that's the whole thing. That's from A to Z. You know.
Yeah. Oh well.
You're giving me a lot, Maggie. You're giving me a lot.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to think. I'm sorry.
You're fine. And so Lex asks why he was at the Institute in the first place. And, because Lex didn't hear about the powers.
Oh, no.
And Clark's like, oh, he was there for observation. And Lex is like, cool.
So you just took him out of there.
Clark and Lex are like, hang on. So Clark and Lex are like, hey, you know what? Let's let Ryan have some sleep. And Ryan's like, okay. And so they go out in the hall and Clark's like, man, jeez, Lex, thanks for letting me bring over Ryan here. You know, like if I had took him home, my parents would have just freaked out. And Lex is like, yeah, kidnapping can have that effect on people. Yeah. And Clark's like, huh? And he's like, Clark, you abducted a minor.
Yes.
What the fuck are you thinking?
And
man?
Also, he was under observation. What was you thinking?
And he's like, but Lex, you should have seen him with all those wires attached to him. Like, I couldn't just leave him like that. And Lex is like, what kind of wires exactly, Clark? He's like, I don't know. There was like this bag and like it had a wire coming out and it was like into his veins. And he was like, oh, so like just an IV bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck, Clark, that's normal. If he has a medical condition, he might need the fucking medicine that's in that. He's like, you don't know, Legs. You don't know. What do you know about people with medical conditions? And he's like, Clark, my mother died. And he's like, she dead, Legs? Your mama dead, Legs?
Hey.
Is she dead?
Oh, my God.
Did she die?
Oh,
God, like, yeah,
why?
Tell him, Big C. Tell him, Big C. Get him, Big C. So anyway, Clark is like, you know what? You're right, Legs. I shouldn't have brought him here. Shouldn't have got you involved. I'm sorry. All right. I'll tell you what. I'll take Ryan. Me and him. We'll go find somewhere else for Ryan to stay. Maybe he can stay in Lana's stables or something. That seems to work out pretty good.
Yeah.
Or that tree house that we used to hang out in down by Meteor Cannon.
Cannon? Meteor Cannon?
Canyon.
Oh, Canyon.
Yeah. Sorry. From Bug Boy.
I know.
Yeah, that's whatever.
I know what you're talking about.
And Legs like, hold on, Clark. The boy can stay with me.
But I'm going to talk to my lawyers and see if I can get you some help, Clark.
And Clark's like, thanks, man.
You owe me big time.
And you're like, oh, man. Well, look at the time. Better hit the old dusty trail. He goes home. And so Clark arrives at the Kents, and Dr. Gerald Gardner is there. And just so you know, that's not his name.
I know it's not.
I've changed his name.
It's not his name.
Dr. Gerald Gardner and Sheriff Ethan are just waiting for him.
Oh,
and Clark walks in, and then...
Yeah, hey Clark, you're gonna need us no more. You're gonna give us Ryan, alright? We're gonna need Ryan to live because you've been in charge of the kidnapping. And if it don't come out, then we're gonna supersize the fry. We'll have a Diet Coke with no ice, and then maybe a couple of Whopper Juniors with no onions and lettuce. And please get the ranch and drive around to the first window, please. Thank you.
Ethan.
Yeah.
We're not a McDonald's.
Ha! Fuck you, Maggie. That was Burger King. Ow! I said Whopper Jr.
Oh, I get...
So, and Clark's like, oh no,
I don't have him.
And Dr. Gerald Gardner demands Ryan back. And Clark says, listen, I'll give him back. Just give me till 9 a.m.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, you kidnapper. I'll give you till 9 a.m.
Yeah.
And for some reason,
everybody's
cool with it. He's like, okay, yeah.
Okay.
It's just a little boy. It's just a little boy. I guess we can
where he's at.
wait around till 9 a.m.
Yeah.
You know? But like they also like lied about him even having Ryan, right?
Yeah.
So I mean like I don't think your first step if you're trying to keep it secret that you're keeping a child. Yeah, experimenting on a child against their will, you know? I don't think your first instincts would be, I'm going to call the sheriff to help me get him back so I can continue my experiments, you know? Like, I don't know. It's just a weird thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, listen here, Clark. I will allow this, but I warn you and the Kents that if you don't bring Ryan back, that... I'll put your entire farm under the microscope because I'm a scientist and that is a reference to what I do is look at things under a microscope.
You're not going to find here much, buddy.
And you don't want that.
Hey, buddy, you won't find much here because we barely make a profit. I don't even know what we do here.
Is it corn?
Corn?
Horses?
Cows?
What do we do? And she's like, fuck, Jonathan, God, this is why I have to work for your arch enemy, okay? This is why. Because you don't even know what the fuck we do here, Jonathan. Can I just make some pies? God damn it!
No, she doesn't like doing that anymore.
We got Clark robbing people and stealing kids from Metropolis. Well, Jonathan's just drunk off his fucking gourd. I have to lead a blind man around in a goddamn helicopter. And all I want is to just make some goddamn pies.
Mrs. Clark. Mrs. Clark.
What?
What do you mean Clark has been robbing people?
I mean, it's kidnapping. And you already know that, Ethan. What the hell you think you're here for?
You're admitting a lot right now.
I feel like I'm crazy. I feel like I have taken my crazy pills and that I'm the only sane fucking person in Smallville. Does nobody else remember that kid that turned into 1,000 bugs? Does nobody else remember that? Jesus fucking Christ!
Mrs. Kent, I'm about to arrest you for disturbing the peace.
Hang on, I gotta go check the crops.
Wait, Martha's become a pothead now?
It's gonna be okay, Martha. It's gonna be okay. You're just a few more years. Clark will be off at college.
Mom.
Jonathan will drink himself to death.
Martha.
And then it'll just be me and Lionel in a helicopter.
Mom.
And I'll be flying high as a kite by then.
Rock it, man.
All right. And so later at the Kents, Clark brings old Ryan home. About passed out, sorry. And Jonathan and Martha are like, "Oh, Ryan, it's so nice to see you." And Ryan's like, "Oh, hey, everybody. I'm just, Dr. Gardner says the reason I have telepathy is because there's something wrong with my brain." And then they're like, "Oh." And then Jonathan has this look on his face, and Ryan's like, "Oh no, Jonathan, don't be mad at Clark. He was just trying to help me." And Jonathan's like, "Well, Clark should have minded his own fucking business instead of you can't just go around stealing kids, Clark." And Martha's like, "I swear to God, if y'all start this shit up again, I'm grabbing the bong. I can't."
Mrs. Kent,
yes,
please don't smoke pot around me.
Listen, Ryan, I do what I have to do. All right. So fuck you, Ryan. All right, you're going back to Dr. Gardner.
Hey.
Listen, I've had it up to here with all these boys and men telling me what to do in Smallville. I am fucking Martha Clark Kent, and I can do my own fucking shit, and I don't need any of you. Just let me make my goddamn pies. I just want to make an apple pie. Fuck.
Okay, Mrs. Kent. Bye.
Ryan, go down to the market and grab Mama her Virginia Slims.
Wait, she smokes now?
Martha does a lot of stuff. Okay?
Hey, Mrs. Kent, do you want regular or menthols?
Fuck you.
What?
Think about it. She's been with Lionel for like 3 weeks. Obviously it's rubbed off on her. You know what I mean? Like, come on. You can't just be around Lionel and not get that stank on you. You know? That stank that you get on you.
Wow.
You know? That stank. That Lionel stank. You know? That, what?
Keep going.
What was you doing?
Keep going.
Wait, no, I don't like this. I think are you going to use your chip?
What is it?
Your stank. I'm stopping. I'm scared. I don't know what happens when you get to 5.
I'm just counting how many times you'd say stank.
Oh,
that's
God.
all. No, I would have grabbed.
Smack me or something.
No. I would have grabbed this if I was going to veto you.
Okay, yeah. So you got that stank on me. And then John, I don't have no idea where we are in this episode. So Jonathan and Clark stand in front of. Wait, no. Jonathan nods, but says that though Clark's heart was in the right place, he went about this all wrong, and we'll have to give you back to Dr. Gardner, Ryan. And just then, Sheriff Ethan and Dr. Gardner arrive.
Burker. I'm here.
The sheriff is here.
Jonathan and Clark stand in front of Ryan and tell him he's not going nowhere. And hard pause. Okay. Kind of say, this is great.
Yeah.
Seeing Jonathan stand up for Ryan. You know, he's like, you know what? Clark, you shouldn't have done this. But also, I'm about to throw some fucking haymakers. Because nobody fucks with Ryan. All right? This little fuck, he's my fuck. All right? And Clark,
hey.
He's my fuck too.
Whoa.
This is my fucking family.
Whoa.
You don't fuck with my family unless you want to get the old deuces going, all right? Pow!
Wow.
Duke. I call this one the Dukes, and I call this one the Hazards.
A what?
The Dukes and the Hazards. Boom, boom. I'll show you a Duke. Duke Nukem.
Wow. Oh my God.
And Dr. Gardner's like, okay, well, Sheriff, arrest Clark for kidnapping. And Ethan's like, well, I guess I gotta do a job sometime. Like, he's a policeman. He's the sheriff.
This is like the third time I took you in, Clark.
Hey, wait. Didn't you bust out of my jail one time?
It was on fire, sir.
Ah.
It was on fire.
Wait, wasn't that week you was sperming all over everything?
Wait, how'd you know about that?
I'm the sheriff. It's my job to know. All right. They call me Boss Hog.
Huh?
And so Lex just then pulls in and tells Ethan to stop everything, and Ethan listens to him because, again, Ethan, no agency at all. Like, he just does what he's told.
He's going with the flow.
Everyone in Smallville. It doesn't matter who it is.
Even people from outside of Smallville.
Yeah, he just does what they say.
Yeah.
I mean, why?
Yeah, show up with the lady last week that says that Clark's her son.
You're going to have to give us some semen, Clark. I'm sorry.
Spit, Matt. It's spit.
Semen,
God.
spit. It's all DNA, baby. So... Like, I think Sheriff Ethan's not catchphrase, but his motto for living is like, why rock the boat? That's his motto.
He's the sheriff.
He's the sheriff. He's like,
and he's supposed to rock the boat.
Damn, I was 2 weeks away from retirement.
Wow.
He shouldn't be the sheriff of anything. He obviously just, it's not a great cop.
Yeah.
So Lex is like, don't do this. This document here will show a temporary restraining order against Dr. Gerald Gardner on Ryan's behalf and allowing Ryan to stay with the Kents. And Ethan is like, oh, this is a document.
Yep, it's certified.
Sorry, Doc. I guess you're fucked. And Dr. Gerald Gardner is pissed. And he's like, you know what? Fucking Kents, this shit ain't over.
Meow.
Not by a long shot.
Meow.
Bye. And he's like, come on, Sheriff. Come on, boys.
We're leaving.
Now we're going to rob the bank on Thursday. You sissies have your party. Come on, boys. Tannen.
Huh?
Mad Dog Tannen.
Oh.
Back to the Future.
I know.
All right.
Took me a second. Sorry.
And so they drive off and everyone is happy. It's a happy end. American and Canadians are friends again.
Yay.
So now we go to the Talon. And Clark brings Ryan home. Nope. Ryan and Clark walk into the Talon.
And it's dark.
But the lights are off and it's quiet. Shh. Everybody get down. And then, Ryan's like, where's the lights? And then they all go, Sunrise! Sunrise! Quit tweaking my nipple.
You need it.
It hurts.
God. Everybody's poor old ears. Yes, you did. And I was going to say surprise with you. I didn't expect you to scream. God.
You look so scared.
I was.
I'm so sorry.
I thought it was just going to go surprise.
I threw my
yes.
microphone. Oh my God. That should be an intro to something.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Okay. So now
I'm a jumpy person, everybody.
It turns out it's a welcome back party. And Ryan's like, oh, wow, this is swell. Clark's like, yeah, Ryan, you knew the whole time.
About a block away, I did.
Oh, Ryan, those are pudding pops, Ryan. And Pete walks over and he's like, hey, you know what? It's because of my mom that you're still here, Ryan. You get a call from Lex Luthor at 5 a.m. and to sign some goddamn papers, and like, I have to admit, it's the first time I've actually agreed with Lex on anything. He might just be all right. And I'm going to go get some pistachio cake or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, it was pistachio cake.
Was it really?
Ice cream or something like that.
That's so disgusting. What the fuck?
Poor Ryan.
And Ryan's allergic to nuts. And they were just like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
It's a nut, guys.
Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't. And Ryan's like, oh no, Clark, Pete knows your secret. And Clark's like, I know, I told him. It's fine. It's all good. And he's like, well, did you know that he's super stressed out about it? Clark's like, what? And he's like, yeah, he's afraid he's going to slip up and tell somebody. And Clark's like, And
then they're going to put you away in a place like Summerholt.
Oh, yeah, he did say that. And then Lana walks over, and she's like, "Happy birthday, Ryan." Clark's like, "No, it's welcome back." She's like, "Happy welcome back." Boner alert. Oh, no. Clark, what was you telling me about heat vision? Because I think I'm feeling the same way.
No.
He's a teenage boy.
I know that, but God. Jeez.
That's terrible. And so Clark assures Ryan that it's okay. That's about Pete, not about what just happened. And Ryan tells Clark that Lana's moving to Metropolis, and Clark's like, "Huh?
What?"
Clark just bewildered by everything. Everything Ryan tells him, he's like, "Ryan?
Really?
What? A block away?" And then he's like, Clark, we got a headache. And Clark's like, "Oh, right, why don't we go home early?
How about I get you a cup of water, Ryan?"
And he's like, "That sounds good." So now later we're at Clark's loft. Yeah. I've changed it. I've been saying Clark's barn.
Yeah.
I've decided it is now going to be called Clark's loft.
Okay.
Until I forget that that's what I've named it.
Okay. Sounds good.
So Clark is reading a book on the human brain. What was it called? It was called like the entire human brain for dummies or something like that.
The Idiot's Guide to the Human Brain.
Yeah, that's what it was. The Idiot's Guide to the Human Brain. And Lana walks up, and Clark's like, "Hey, Lana, are you moving to Metropolis?"
What? Who told you that?
I
haven't told anybody that, Clark.
I don't know. Lana's like, "Well, it's true.
It's true.
It's
Nell
true.
wants to go there
It's
with
damn
Dean.
true." And Clark offers for her to stay at his house.
It might be a little bit crowded. You can share a bed with me.
I
can kiss you on the neck.
Oh, we're doing this? We getting down, Lana? No.
Sorry,
Gotcha, Clark. And like, it's a little crowded with Ryan, but three's the company. And Clark then tells Lana, "You know what, Lana, you need to just stand up for yourself. You gotta stand up for what you believe in. God, he's the one to back you up. We'll stand
Clark,
with
have you been saved?
He'll stand with you." Would it make sense for Clark to be a Christian?
I don't know.
Because, I mean, he's not a human.
Yeah.
So, I mean, did Jesus die for Clark?
Oh my God, Matt. I guess he knows that Jesus didn't die for him because he was on a different planet.
Oh my God. We need to share that with any evangelicals that want to claim Superman as like a part of their fucking shit. You know, it's like, fuck you. No, he's an alien. God. Anyway, we're moving on. And Lana's like, "You know what? I will. Stand up. So the next day we're at Lex's, and Martha and Ryan are there, and they're
Dad, you have no idea. Okay.
What I'm capable of. Jesus, how hard is this? Dad, you have no idea what I'm capable of. That's the whole thing.
You have no idea what I'm capable of.
Who said that?
Legs.
Superman?
Smallville.
And so Martha and Ryan are there to take care of some Martha's work. And Ryan's like, "You really like your job here a lot, don't you, Mrs. Kent?" And Martha's like, "You know what, Ryan, I really do. I really do.
I do.
And
I'm at peace here. I don't have to smoke pot."
I gotta be honest with you, Ryan.
I'm
tranquil. Fucking blazed 180 right now, all right? Like, it's just turned my life upside down and around in a frown, my man. Ryan's like, "What?" He's like, "You'll understand when you're older, kid. Don't worry about it." She flips it into like a giant vase.
Catches the house on fire.
It wouldn't be the first time they had to remodel. Am I right?
Well, does this place smell like pot?
Martha? You smell like pot.
No, sir. That's just an herb. It's incense.
Can I have some? That's my first impression of Lionel.
Yeah.
Like,
Blind Lionel.
Blind Lionel. Only a little blind Lionel down by the baffling brook. It's so Ryan. Ryan's like, hey, Mrs. Kent, just so you know, I know your secret. Why haven't you told Clark or Jonathan yet? And Martha's like, listen, I will when it's time. Okay, Ryan? And Ryan's like, okay. And so they go in.
What's the secret?
What is the secret?
Is she pregnant?
She can't get pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah. So what is it?
Is she moving to Metropolis?
Maybe. Oh, that's a good thought.
Is she moving with Nell and Dean to Metropolis?
God, what a fucking horrible show that would be.
Yeah.
Lionel and Martha and Dean and Lana. Like the
Nell.
Jesus. That would be the worst fucking spin-off ever.
It would be.
Oh my God. It'd be like 30 something.
Oh, Dean, you're so funny.
Dean, he's like, hey, you know, if you put some chairs over here, you'd have more room for customers.
Oh, Dean.
Wait, Dean. It's so right.
Dean.
Whose house? Dean's house. Hey, Dean, where's Sam?
Wow.
And so Martha does something. Martha fucks off, and Rod goes to talk to Lex. And he's like, hey, Lex, can I see your Warrior Angel comics? You got any games on that phone? And Lex is like, sure. You can, but you gotta wash your hands first, because you're a little boy. And Ron's like, yeah, that's great. Can I fucking read some comics before I die, you piece of bald shit? Can I? He's like, yeah, sure, Ron, whatever. And so he's like, here, check out all these. I call this my secret stash, dog. And Ron's like,
I've got 2 of each issue.
One for the collection and one to read. You're a genius, Lex. That's what I've been telling them.
Mm-hmm.
Should have taken a turn at Albuquerque.
Millions on these comic books.
I love that bald super fuck.
Can't get enough of him. Warrior Angel.
My name is Warrior Angel.
My name is Warrior Angel.
Maggie, would you watch a movie called Warrior Angel?
I don't know.
Man,
I'd be scared.
What if it had Camilla Cabello? I'm kidding. I don't even know. I was going to say Rihanna, but I don't know. Anyway, moving on.
Wow. Wow.
Nelly Furtado.
What's the link? You're like, I don't know what the link
Listen,
is.
Maggie, sometimes you're not going to understand everything that I say. All right? And that's going to be okay.
That's about 90% of the time.
And so they're reading them, and while they look at comics, Ryan finishes one of Lex's thoughts, and Lex is like, that's very astute, Ryan. And Ryan's nose starts bleeding, and he's like, fuck my head, and he passes out. And gets blood all over Lex's fucking comics. Like, Jesus, kid, at least, tuck sideways or something.
Turn your head,
Come on, don't bleed. This is Warrior Angel #1, all right? From 1938. You don't just bleed on that. Shh, fuck. And so,
get him to the hospital.
So we're at the hospital, and Clark is sitting next to Ryan's bed. And Clark's like, hey, Ryan, I got you a new comic of Warrior Angel. I heard it's your favorite. I really don't want to talk about your health issues. And Ryan's like, yeah, me neither, Clark. Oh, yeah, this is all about Warrior Angel's Flying Fortress Aerodome. It's where he goes to get away from everybody. And,
that sounds nice.
Everybody should have one of those. And Clark's like, I really like this idea, but
I'm afraid of heights.
I don't like the flying part. And Ryan's like, why? And he's like, I'm afraid to fly. Get it, everybody? Get it? Clark Kent is afraid to fly. You get it?
I can't stand to fly.
Wait.
I'm not.
Oh my God. And so it was in the song the whole time. And Clark likes the idea of blah, blah, blah. And Ryan's like, listen, Clark, I read the doctor's mind. I'm dying. I have a brain tumor and I'm going to die.
It's growing.
And Clark's like, no, Ryan, you're going to be fine, man.
No,
you're going to be fine, my man.
I'm going to get you help.
Ryan's like, Clark, I'm going to die. I got this big fucking brain tumor, and it gives me ESP for some reason. And Clark's like, well, hey, don't worry about it. This is Smallville. Everything turns out good for Clarky Clark.
Yeah.
All right, everything's gonna be good, my man. Don't even flip. Don't even stress, dog.
Don't front,
Don't
dog.
even front, dog. We got your back, Scary Terry. It's gonna be okay, Ryan. You just read these comics, and I'm just gonna walk out here and get us a couple of cheesy blasters, my man. I'll be right back. That's Clark crying.
Christmas time.
And so we go to the Talon. And there's this acoustic band just playing wildly. Wait, what was the song?
I can't remember.
I have to skip ahead so I could see it in the Talon. It was, 'cause you're turning me inside out. You're breaking all these promises to me. You would have thought fucking Dave Marshall was making a cameo on Lana is there, and she's talking to Chloe about Nell, and she's like, I just don't know what to do about Nell, Chloe. And Chloe's like, I don't know either. What about emancipation?
I've looked into that. It takes up to like a year for it to get passed.
Chloe's like, fuck, that was my number one idea. And Lana's
Couldn't
like,
you go talk to Henry?
Henry Clark. No, Henry Small. Henryville.
Of the Smallsvilles.
The Smallsvilles. Is the low calzone zone.
Henryville's of the Smallsvilles. Vittles.
My dad had a cat named Vittles.
Aw. Yeah. That's a cute name for a cat.
And like it had a kitten.
Yeah.
And like the kitten like didn't poop in the litter box.
Yeah.
And so Fiddles walked over there and like smacked it and like picked it up and dropped it in the litter box.
Yeah.
And Dad was like, fucking A.
Mama cats know what's going on.
He's like, fucking A.
Wow.
Hello. Is there anybody in there? I'm joking. Maybe. I don't know. Probably not. And then Clay's like, listen, Lana, how about, you just stay with me? And I was like, you would do that? And she's like, fine. I always wanted a sister.
Just me and Dad.
Listen. Oh, and while you're here, I can take you to this club I've been going to where we get a lot of people to join. And it's very cool. We all wear matching sneakers and we drink fluids.
No.
What?
No. I don't know where this is going, Chloe, but
I thought you was being Maggie there.
We'll see.
Okay. We'll talk later. Surely I won't end up in prison for this. Surely. And so then we go over to the Kents. And Clark is frustrated. He's like, fuck! I can't help Ryan. All my powers. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do for Ryan. And Lex shows up and he's like, Clark, look at this article about this doctor who is doing cutting edge brain research.
Who?
This doctor who is doing cutting edge.
Doctor Who?
No, this doctor who is doing cutting edge brain research.
Doctor Who.
And God damn it, Clark, no. This isn't the BBC, all right? And you don't watch Doctor Who. Don't fucking lie to me, Clark. Don't you fucking lie to me. Don't you fucking lie to me, Clark, all right? Who's the fourth Doctor?
I don't know.
Exactly. You fucking poser. All right. So anyway, here's this article about this doctor who's doing cutting edge brain research on how tumors could cause ESP. And he could do surgery. And Clark's like, really? He's like, yeah. Do you think Ryan has ESP? Because like he's very astute. And he's like, Lex, do you even care about Ryan? Or
yes,
you just
I
want
do.
to use him for your own gain, Lex?
Hey,
God, shit. Fucking
Clark,
Luthors.
Clark.
What?
Chill out. I've tried calling the doctor and I figured out where he's at.
Where is he?
He's in an airport.
In Hub City.
And he's going to fly out soon. But there's no way you could get there in time, Clark, in order to get to him.
Don't you tell me what I can't do.
Clark, there's no way you can make it there.
And then Lex like, listen, Clark, listen. You can't make it in time. But I think even if you could, you need to stay with Ryan, okay? Because my biggest regret was trying to find a miracle cure for my mom instead of just spending the time that she had left with her. And, then she was dead. And I was stuck with Lionel. You don't want that. You don't want that, Clark. Believe me. So go spend time with Ryan. And Clark's like, fuck you, I'm not giving up on Ryan! Ah!
I'm going to run like a madman!
So Clark is on the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. Life I love was playing music with my friends. I can't wait to get on that road again. And so he comes to a crossroads. I'll meet you at the crossroads. Just every line, we just sing another song. And it's like Hub City, 500 miles. The Talon, 1 mile or something. I don't know. Something ridiculous. Like they wouldn't have this sign. The sign would not be here. I'm sorry. And so what does Clark do? He starts running. Literally 400 miles. But while he's doing that, Lex goes back to the hospital and brings Ryan the rarest issue of Warrior Angel from the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover. And Ryan wonders how the bad guy turned bad. And I'll be honest, I didn't look it up. I forgot what the bad guy's name is. It's probably Lex Luthor. Who knows?
Well, it's too on the nose, though.
The whole thing is on the nose.
Yeah.
And Ryan's like, I wonder how the bad guy turned bad. And he's like, well, that's the thing, Ryan. Like, they were best friends. And then, one day they became arch enemies. But, the path to evil isn't a light switch. It's a path. And you got to walk that path.
Path of darkness.
It's a path of darkness. The road to hell is paved with good intentions, Ryan. And Ryan's like, you should remember that, Lex. Lex is like, thanks, Ryan. Hey, since you're about to die, have you accepted? Right. So we come back to Clark.
What?
And we're in the Hub City Airport. And Clark stops the plane before it takes off. He just gets in front of it, puts his hand out, and the plane throws on its brakes. Like that's not how planes work. Okay, no. I'm sorry. Clark he would have been ran over. The plane would have tipped over because it would have hit Clark, and then the plane would have been unsalvageable. And now Clark's wanted for 2 accounts: one for kidnapping and one for terrorism.
Yeah.
This is 2002.
Yeah.
You can't just run into an airport without buying a ticket, my friend.
Not into a runway.
Thank God he didn't have any pocket knives on him or something. Jesus. Fucking Clark just not using that fucking head. He may be the Man of Steel, but his brain is a rock. All right. That was good. That was a good one. You're welcome, everybody. And the doctor steps out of the plane, and Clark begs him to look at Ryan's chart. And security starts walking over. He's like, please, my friend, just look at my friend's chart. And he's like, give it here. And he looks at it. He's like, I don't know. And Clark's like, so we go to a commercial. Now we're at the hospital.
Wow.
What? That's what happens.
I know.
The doctor doesn't even say anything.
I know.
He's like, I'm pretty sure it's the guy that played the warden at the end of Superman the movie.
Oh my
He's
God.
like, thanks again, Superman.
Thank you.
Where can we call you? And he's like, don't worry, warden. I'll be around. And then for some reason, he takes his wig off. And it's like, why? Why did he wear a wig this whole movie? Anyway, who the fuck is Otis? And so we're at the hospital, and everybody is waiting to see how Ryan's surgery went. And Jonathan and Martha are just sitting there. They got their arms around each other, and they're just like, Clark, I can't tell you just how fucking proud we are of you, man. Of all the things you've done, Clark, this makes me the most proud, son. And Martha's like,
so proud of you.
Really proud of you, Clark. Thanks for trying to save a child. And John's like, give me that shit.
You don't know what you're doing with it. Hey, Dad, you gotta breathe.
Martha's like, we sell this. Jonathan's like, oh, really? That's a shame. I just stopped smoking yesterday.
God.
It's a half-baked reference. Snoop Dogg. And so then Lana walks over. And Clark's like, hey, Lana. And Lana's like, guess what, Clark? Chloe's letting me stay with her.
Yeah, don't have to go to Metropolis.
Clark's like, for reals? And she's like, for really, Dealio. And he's like, aw. And Lana's like, well, what's wrong, Clark? And he's like, well, I'm glad you're staying, but you're not going to be the girl next door anymore.
Yeah, you can't look at through that telescope.
Well, Lana says, yeah, that's true, Clark, but I'm not going anywhere. And hey, maybe now you can give your telescope to Ryan. Wow, 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 wow. She's badass. That's right. Lana knew the whole time that Clark was a PV fucking perv. Mm-hmm. You know, she knew. And think about it. Every time we look back, this actually makes me like Lana a lot more. Because she's not stupid. She's not naive, you know?
Yeah.
Like, remember when she looked through the telescope and was like, you can see my house from here.
Yeah.
That was her telling Clark, like, yeah. I know what you're fucking doing, Clark.
I know you're looking at
and then
me.
Just, you know, Clark, dumb as a fucking pale bucket, you know? Just
we can see your house from here?
He's like, yeah, Lana, when I use my x-ray vision to look at your house, I can see a lot more than that. And I was like, your x-ray vision? He's like, hang on. Yeah, Lana, you're right. I can give him the telescope.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know.
You know what he did.
I know.
Maggie gets it. And so then, thanks. And then he's like, yeah, I guess I can. And then Jonathan and Martha walk over, and Martha's eyes are full of tears. That's right, everybody. This is going to really kill the mood. I'm sorry. Because it didn't work. And so Clark goes in to see Ryan, and Ryan tells Clark that he wished that he had always had an aerodrome to look down on the world where everything would be peaceful and quiet. And Clark's like, I know that, Ryan. You're going to be okay, man. Like, everything's going to be fine. And Ryan's like, I know the surgery didn't go well, Clark, and that it only bought me a few more days. And Ryan is still in pain, and he's crying. And Clark's like, I promise, I'll take you somewhere quiet. I promise. And so then we go over to Lex's, and Lex shows the mayor an attack ad. Bobby Newport thinks that you don't need to drink low-fat sugars. Huh? Bobby Newport said you need to not vote. Vote? Nope. Bobby Newport.
Boom, boom, boom.
Bobby Newport. Bobby Newport. Bobby Newport.
What is this, Lex?
He's like, this is, I've spent a lot of money on this to fuck you fucking mayor piece of shit.
Smallville needs an honest mayor.
They need an honest mayor. And listen here, mayor. You have no idea what I'm capable of. I am not my father.
I will put my money behind somebody that's going to be honest.
That's right.
And not
I don't care
bribes.
who runs. And he's like, you know what? Maybe you should just go ahead and fucking resign, bitch.
Yeah.
Sorry. And the mayor's like, fuck. Okay. He's walking out. And then as he's walking out, he looks over his shoulder. And he's like, you know what, Lex? You were right. You're not your dad. You're something else. Something worse. Wow, wow, wow. He's badass. So now we go to a hot air balloon flying over Smallville. Clark and Ryan float above the town, even though Clark is afraid of heights. Ryan thanks Clark for this moment, one of the best in his life. Ryan tells Clark to watch out for Lex, tells Clark that he changed his life, and that Clark will go on to change other people's lives too. And after that, we cut into Ryan's hospital room, where it's empty, and Clark is packing up Ryan's stuff, including the comic books, his favorite Warrior Angel. He grabs it. Clark turns and walks out of the hospital room, and the world slowly continues around him. The end.
The end.
Sucks. God. This episode, probably one of the best episodes. Maybe of the entire series, but definitely of season 2. I would say right now.
I agree.
I mean, it depends on like how you want to rank it. Like, because obviously Heat and Red are both great, but they're almost like funny great. Yeah. Like this one brought the drama hard and just fucking ripped your asshole apart, you know?
Oh God, man.
It ripped your asshole and grabbed your heart and then pulled it out of your asshole. All right? That's what this episode did. It was that good.
Wow.
All right. Now let's get into our segments. But before we do, let's hear a word from our sponsors.
This episode is brought to you by patreon.com/hopefullyawesome.
That's right. At the $5 tier, you can have access to every episode we make ad-free and have your name listed in the credits of every video. At $10, you'll be able to get access to our all-new exclusive shows right here on patreon.com/hopefullyawesome. Those include Hopefully Weekly, a weekly show where Maggie and I catch up on all the things that's happened over the past week, both in our life and in the world around us. Family Game Night, a weekly show where Maggie and I will play a variety of board games, from Blockbuster Party Game all the way to Fast and the Furious Heist Game, whatever that is.
Highway Heist.
The Hopefully Awesome movie commentary that we'll do once a month, where Maggie and I will watch one of our favorite films and then record us talking about it over it. Kind of like a mix between Mystery Science Theater 3000 and, just us goofing off and talking about nothing related to the film. And lastly, Matt plus Maggie. This is our monthly show where Maggie and I talk about our relationship. I don't think we'll be giving any advice, but hey, tune in. It'll be fun. And if you want to go above and beyond at the $25 level, not only do you get everything that we've just talked about, but you also get a verbal shout out as our Patreon producer of the entire month. All this and more.
So sign up at patreon.com/hopefullyawesome today.
All right. Thank you for that, Matt and Maggie. Now let's get into the countdown to Billy. Yeah. I think we did it wrong.
Yeah, we did.
63 weeks until Billy gets here.
Yeah.
This has been the countdown to Billy. There it is.
Yeah.
All right. Puberty, but with superpowers. Nothing to talk about. So now let's get into the Freak of the Week.
Major Funky.
All right. Freak of the Week this week is Ryan with a frowny face. Maggie. Current ranking of Freak of the Week. We got number 1, Red Clark. Number 2, Heat Causing Horn Dog. Number 3, Nixon Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. Number 4, Jitters 2. Number 5, Mamma Mia. Number 6, Life Sucking Corn Dog. And number 23, Bringing Up the Ass, Byron. Byron. So, Maggie, where do you want to rank Ryan frowny face?
Number 1.
Disagree. I'm thinking number 2. Because here's the thing. Ryan is definitely the center of this episode. Mm-hmm. But he's not like an antagonist of this episode.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, it would almost be better to label the doctor as the freak of the week. Yeah. You know? But I mean, Ryan's the only one with superpowers. So I mean, you know. So I think the Red Clark, even though I love Ryan, right, and even though this episode is amazing, I just think that overall this just shows Clark. It makes him learn the lesson that he learns in Superman the movie when his dad dies. Mm-hmm. You know, that no matter how many powers he has, some people he just can't save. Mm-hmm. You know, that's a Superman lesson that he always has to learn at some point. And Clark, I feel like, did not actually learn that lesson in this episode. Mm-mm. Like, I think it definitely hit him, but I think, honestly, it probably just reaffirmed in him to try and do everything he can more than letting him know, like, hey, you won't be able to save everybody.
Yeah.
And whenever the day that he learns that lesson, it's going to suck. Like, if Ryan wasn't enough, you know?
Yeah.
So, I'm going to say, what? Yeah. Pat. Ow, no. Jesus. But no, Red Clark, like, drove the episode and had, like, an impact on Clark. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm not saying what I'm wanting to say.
No, Red Clark, he not only it affected Clark's life, but it was like a ripple effect to everybody around him.
And he learned more about himself.
Yeah.
You know, like, this was Clark trying to save Ryan. Mm-hmm. And which, again, I'm not downing this episode at all. But, like, in Red, Clark learned about who he is. Yeah. Because, you know, even at the end, he says, you know, I feel like some of these things were inside me. Yeah. You know, I still want to tell everybody my secret and stuff. And so I just feel like, even though this episode as a standalone episode was fantastic and probably one of the best of the entire series, I think that Red Clark has a more lasting effect on the series as a whole. Does that make sense? And that's why I think I would put Red Clark above Ryan.
Okay.
You know?
I agree.
Okay, cool. So we're going to move Ryan Frowny Face. That's how we're describing it. I didn't want to put Ryan 2.
Yeah.
So we'll just put it right there. All right, Maggie, recap us on the list.
It's number 1, Red Clark. Number 2, Ryan. Number 3, heat causing... Ryan's frowny face. Sorry. Number 3, heat causing horn dog. Number 4, Nixon Part 2, electric boogaloo. Number 5, Jitters 2. Number 6, Mamma Mia. Number 7, life sucking corn dog. And rounding out the bottom, number 23 already, Byron.
I just love that we stuck with corn dog. Like, it's just so stupid. It's literally just a play on our own listing. Like, it's a joke to us, you know?
Yeah.
All right. No flats, no tots. Did they break the rule this week, Maggie?
No.
Yes, they did. They did break the rule, everybody. And we have goddamn proof, okay? Clark flew.
In a hot air balloon.
Hey.
In a hot air balloon.
What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? Clark flew, okay? Clark flew. Stop the count. Clark flew. All right, you don't have to finish the sentence. It's just Clark flew.
In a hot air balloon.
Clark flew.
In a hot air balloon.
They said no flats, no tots. Clark flew. So.
In a hot air balloon.
God damn it. I knew that wouldn't work. But I wanted to try. Did they? I guess they really didn't do anything else, did they? Like, there was no tots references. I mean, obviously there was a lot of Warrior Angel stuff, but specific to flats and tots. Yeah.
You could say he ran so fast that he flew.
And he ran so far away. He gotta save the day. This time the next generation's Wayne Brady. Yeah. All right, let's get into some DCU references. Part of a bigger universe. You just don't know it yet.
You become part of a bigger universe. You just don't know it.
There's a lot. There's literally like 2 pages of these.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, this is a big one. DC references. This is the first episode. Notice, the first episode named after someone's proper name.
Yeah.
Ryan explains that Warrior Angel has a giant bubble where he goes to be alone, which sounds like the Fortress of Solitude that Superman has in the comics. Clark says that he is not sure of the flying part.
Yeah.
Hub City, home of the DC hero, The Question, is mentioned in this episode. Warrior Angel number 66 tells the story of how Divilicus, that's what his name was, and Warrior Angel used to be the closest of friends prior to becoming the greatest of enemies, which foreshadows the relationship between Clark and Lex. Kind of hate it. I gotta be honest. The introduction of Warrior Angel as like giving us the Superman mythos, I really don't like it. Like, I get it. It's a reference. All right. Just give us real references. And thank God they actually do later. But like this early shit where they're like, well, we want to reference DC, but we don't want it to be like, you know, like a comic book show, you know? And then season 8, they're like, fuck, we're going 100 comic book. Okay, that's what we're doing. This is comic books now. Yeah. That's what season 8 is so great. 8, great. Think about it. Superman number 66, volume 2. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped one. Okay, so foreshadows the relationship between Clark and Lex. That's Warrior Angel number 66. Action Comics number 66, which came out in November 1943, was titled The Boy Who Came Back. The title is similar to what happens in this episode, the boy being Ryan, who came back into the Kent's life. Superman 66, Volume 2, April 1992, dealt with Superman's nemesis Brainiac, whose main power was telepathy. Was that a reference, or did somebody just look way too deep into it? Somebody looked way too deep. Yeah. There's no way. There's no way that was a reference. I mean, maybe if Jeff Loeb was there on the day and he's like, hey, make that 66.
Yeah.
Maybe. But now I will say, well, I mean, this is getting ready to say it. The cover of the Warrior Angel comic Lex shows Ryan is very similar to the first issue cover of Action Comics.
Yeah, you said, that's Action Comics.
I was like, that's just Action Comics. He's holding a fucking car. It's Warrior Angel holding a goddamn car. And but it is missed it. The only difference being The other people in the Warrior Angel cover appear to be cheering him. He has wings behind him rather than a cape, and Warrior Angel is facing left, whereas Superman is facing right. So, and I guess like the people are more like astonished, than like,
yeah.
So, there are some similarities in this episode to the film Phenomenon with John Travolta.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Does that need to be the movie we watch? So like we're gonna go between season 2 and 3. We're gonna do Superman 2, 3 and 4. We're gonna do Superman 3, 4 and 5. We're gonna do Superman 4, 5 and 6. We're gonna do Superman Returns, 6 to 7. We're gonna do Supergirl, 7 to 8. We're gonna do Phenomenon with John Travolta. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
We're not gonna remember that. There's no way.
I'll remember it.
No,
I'm an
there's no way.
elephant.
Between season 7 and 8, that's like 3 years from now. Nobody even knows what Phenomenon with John Travolta is.
Clip it.
This isn't Twitch.
Clip it.
All right. This is the first episode of the series where Clark loses a loved one. Mm-hmm. Note, first episode of the series. While Clark and Lana are talking about her move to Metropolis, Lana asks him, how would you feel if you were uprooted and sent anywhere far away from where you didn't know anyone? Little does she know this is exactly what happened when Clark came to Earth. Mm-hmm. Ryan's reaction to Lana kissing him on his cheek refers to his crush on her as shown in the episode Stray from last season. This episode marks the last appearance of Nell Potter. However, she is mentioned numerous times. But she's not in it anymore. That's right, everybody. This is a series wrap on Nell. Get fucked.
Goodbye, Aunt Nell. Enjoy your time with Wawa.
Now, Maggie, who are you more excited to be done with? Nell or Whitney?
I don't know.
I would say Nell. Because, I mean, at least near the end, Whitney got better.
Yeah.
Nell has just been awful the whole time.
You can't do that, Lana. Lana, you don't know what you're doing.
I don't think there was one time Nell did anything that I actually...
She was never positive for Lana.
It's not even like... Here, I'm not even asking for her to do something that I enjoyed. I just mean anything that I wasn't actively negative on, you know?
Yeah.
Like even something that I just had no reaction to.
Yeah.
I don't think that ever existed with anything that Nell did.
Like I said, she was never positive. A positive force for Lana.
Yeah. Lana really needed her.
You quit cheerleading.
Yeah.
You need to be doing that.
Yeah.
Like, no, God. She doesn't enjoy it.
Stupid. Okay, so here's some quotes from the episode that are references. Lex, Ryan, life is not a comic book. Sometimes you have to get your hands dirty and make compromises. That's, I mean, a reference to what happens to Lex. Ryan, quote, it's Warrior Angel's aerodrome, a flying fortress where he can get away from his troubles on Earth. Clark, sounds like something everybody should have. I'm not sure about the floating part, though. Ryan says, why not? And Clark says, I have a little fear of flying. This is like the third time we brought this up. Ryan, quote, why do you think Divilicus went bad? Lex, I'm not sure. I probably wasn't aware of it. You see, Ryan, in life, the road to darkness is a journey, not a light switch. Ryan, you should remember that, Lex. Write that down. In the words of Van Wilder. Ryan, who would have thought Ryan was actually Ryan Reynolds this whole time?
Didn't we say that when it was Stray?
Maybe. God, that would have been amazing. Clark, quote, nothing. It's just you won't be the girl next door anymore. Lana, I'm not going anywhere, Clark. Maybe now you can give your telescope to Ryan. There we go. Again, probably the third time we said that.
Yes.
All right, now it's time to get into the talent mix. Remy Zero!
Hey, I like these guys. Yeah. Remy Zero!
I'm trying to change it up.
Wait until I get that Bluetooth microphone. You can
Oh my God.
auto-tune yourself.
Oh my God, yes. That'll be amazing.
I know you can make an echo.
So, Inside Out, the acoustic version by Von Ray. Yeah. Newsmakers by Dave Hewson. Yeah. Angels or Devils, live from the lounge version by Dishwalla. Yeah. Is that supposed to be dishwater? But they said Dishwalla?
Yeah, I guess so.
No, I'm kidding. It was a joke. Ow! I think that's the song that plays when
Yeah.
Christmas. No. Devils and Angels. Angels or Devils is the song when Clark is packing up Ryan's room.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you meant the towel.
No, that's Inside Out.
Oh, okay.
'Cause you turn me inside out. You're breaking all these promises to me. I'm telling you. Marshmallows. Next week, season 2, episode 8, titled Dichotic. Maggie.
I don't even know what that word means.
I think, is it like a offshoot of diametrically opposed?
Maybe.
Like the dichotomy. It's something from, right? It's like the first part of dichotomy, man.
Involving or relating to the simultaneous. Oh God, I can't.
What
talk.
the fuck?
Simulation of the right and it's about hearing.
Wait, so what was it?
Involving or relating to the You gotta help me.
Okay. Involving or relating to the simultaneous stimulation of the right and left ear by different sounds. Oh, okay.
So it's about hearing.
So what, based solely off of the title, what do you think the episode is about?
Somebody can hear. It's not telepathy, but like they have like super hearing. Somebody does.
Oh, okay.
They can hear stuff.
It's
really
like the
good.
meteor freak.
I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Does Clark get super hearing?
I mean, eventually. I'll be honest with you. I remember one thing about this episode, and it's about I think it's this episode. I think. Well, because now I'm confused. Because I thought there was an actor in this episode. And, like, but the thing, okay. So, like, I thought there was an actor in this episode. I thought I looked it up, and, like, I thought I saw the actor in the episode. And it's an actor. You'll know who it is when you see it. But I thought the way that character was introduced was because, like, and I may be getting stuff mixed up, but I thought it was because Lana had gotten hurt and had to go through, like, physical therapy. And, like, he was at the physical therapy place, like, as someone else needing physical therapy. I could be wrong, though. I may be thinking of, like, the OC or Veronica Mars or fucking the opening of Doctor Strange. Like, it could be any of those things. But that's the only thing I do remember. Now that you've mentioned what that's about, I think I do vaguely remember an episode with somebody like that.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Again, I don't know. I mean, Clark does learn it eventually, but I feel like this would be so early.
Yeah.
And, like, I mean, in Heat, which was the second episode?
Yeah. That's a lot of superpowers.
Yeah. I mean, just to introduce now.
And also we got Red Clark.
I said episode 8. It's actually episode 9. I forgot to update that. So, I mean, it's been 7 episodes, and it would be sweeps. So, I mean, it makes sense to have a superpower. So, maybe. Honestly, I don't remember. I know the episode after this one is one I really like.
Yeah.
So, it's one I've been waiting to watch. It gets pretty good. We'll talk about that one later, though. So, yeah. That's it, everybody. Next week, episode 7, Dichotic. We'll see what it's about. I really don't remember. But yeah, hey, like we said, if this is your first time watching, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for getting this far into it and sticking by us. I really appreciate it. I'm surprised that you made it this far. We went a lot off the rails.
Yeah, we did.
But I feel like it was needed.
It was dodging the sadness.
It really was. We were trying hard to just not get depressed talking about it. Because it is a great episode. But this podcast has to be fun. Yeah. Not just us crying the whole time.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. No. But if you would like this episode ad-free as well as other exclusive content, head over to patreon.com/hopefullyawesome, where you can get this show both ad-free and early, both the video and audio versions. They hit about 5 a.m. on the day this comes out. So yeah, go check that out. Be sure and follow us on all the things. We are currently on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter until it burns to the ground, and Hive. We just joined Hive. So you can go follow Hopefully Awesome over on Hive. We'll see if it sticks around as well. Yeah. We'll figure out what the buzz with Hive is all about. Buzz. Thanks for that.
Ow.
All right, everybody. November. Ow! Fuck! November is over. And in December, we're doing a special event where we continue watching season 2 of Smallville.
I was say, you haven't mentioned anything to me.
Yeah,
so.
no. But honestly, the next movie commentary will be coming out over at patreon.com/hopefullyawesome. And that's going to be what, Maggie? What are we watching for December?
Jingle.
It's turbo time.
Jamie.
Ta-ta, Turtle Man. Sinbad.
Yeah.
I miss Sinbad. Sinbad was fantastic. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. And as always,
Have a hopefully awesome day.
bye.